Pepe coin holders, how did I just make $300 in 1 minute? I'm going to show you how I did that with Pepe coin. Welcome back to the Crypto Report. I'm Black C. Thanks for stopping by. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel right now. Let's hop into it. All right, guys. So we're starting off here on Twitter. And before this video, I said, you know what? I'm going to enter a Pepe long position. It looked prime and ready to see a little bit of a bounce. And literally like 1 minute ago, I put a position in for Pepe, a 75x long, very, very risky. And I say, tis the season, gigantic green Pepe coin candles. And my position is up 69.59%. But the time of this right now we're up 300%, we're up $305, up 107%. So it's like a $100 trade, and now it's $300. So what I'm going to do right now is I am going to close this right now, and let's take home our winnings. Simple as that. So we just made $312 literally in the span of a minute. I opened the trade before I made this video and said, I'm going to see what's going to happen here. And yeah, you know, guys, I do want to say that 75x leverage is very, very risky. But if you're willing to just risk, like, you know, money that you would spend on a ham sandwich or money you'd spend on lunch or dinner, like nothing, then it's okay. It's okay to have some fun and do some really degenerate longs. And I think that we're in that time right now where Bitcoin is heating up. And I'm trying to take advantage of these moves, especially with Pepe, because I think Pepe is going to make massive moves, guys. And you just saw I just capitalized on that right now. And yeah, sure, it could have came down, but I did some technical analysis and said, you know, I think this is probably a good time to enter into a little bit of position. And now we made $300 just like that. So if you guys do want to do that as well, check out in the description box below or pin comment down below. We have a $5,000 sign bonus to Blowfin. All you have to do is click that link, deposit Trailbit. You get a bunch of free money, and you can get a lot of awesome rewards too. And you can make money by leverage trading Pepe, especially if you think the volatility is going to continue. So let's look at Pepe here, right? Why did I make that decision? I'm going to explain that to you. So we are basically range bound between 4/0/14 and 4/0/12. And I said, you know, when we cleared the yellow bullish trend line, I said, guys, expect for at least a test of the bottom here. And if we close above that, expect a test of the top of this channel here. And then I said, now I expect some consolidation. And right now, guys, ever since we tested this level here, back down, we broke out and we retested, we started to resume off, I said, hey, I'm looking for long positions. And that's exactly what I've been doing. I've been doing these high leverage scalps, and I've been making some good money. And I kind of just saw, you know, we're starting to have a little bit of a red candle on the day, and Bitcoin is making high after high right now. We're only like $3,000 from all-time highs. We already have had the weekly candle closing highest ever in the history of Bitcoin, a weekly candle closure of last week. So I said, you know, probably looking like we should be seeing some relief and seeing a further on rally for some of these alts, especially the strong alts, aka Pepecoin, guys. And so I longed and I profited. And as you know that I'm in some other long positions as well. I have a 6-figure XRP trade open right now, nearly $200,000. I've made about $3,000 profit, which I'm going to continue to add to underneath $3. And I'm going to see how that plays out. But I do want to say, you know, over on Crypto Twitter, I say, loading. Your time is coming, guys. I do think that altcoins are going to have some big moves here soon. I think that Pepe is going to continue to get crazy, and I think the entire market's going to continue to get silly. Just, I really want to say with that, make sure you take profit, guys. Don't let your brain just turn off completely. You got to turn your brain off a little bit so you can maintain those gains, but at some point you got to say, you know what, I should take some profit. You shouldn't set a specific number because the number always gets bigger and bigger and bigger. You should just figure out, okay, you know, I'm up 10x on this trade. Maybe I should take half out. Maybe, right? Instead of saying, oh, it could 100x. Guys, my strategy is always taking profit along the way. And I'm going to do that even with Pepe, even though I think Pepe is going to be a behemoth here. And we've already seen it play out, really, how strong Pepe is. We're ranked 25. Down about 9% in the past 7 days, but we're catching a little bit of a bounce here in the past 24 hours. And we caught a little 2% gain in the past hour, and that's how I made that $300 on the trade at the beginning of this video. And guys, Pepe is sitting at a $5.55 billion market cap, okay? All-time high this cycle was about $12 billion. I think that there's a world where we do see a 10x, 20x. I think a $80 billion, $100 billion Pepe coin is possible, especially if Bitcoin is going to continue to rally like this. If Bitcoin goes to 150,000, 200,000, 300,000, you're going to see some of that money flow down. Like a $300,000 Bitcoin is basically a, let's see, what was the math on that? $300,000 Bitcoin is basically like a 3x from here. So you're talking $6 trillion market cap. You think that if $4 trillion gets injected into Bitcoin, that not 100 billion is going to flow into the top meme coin? I think it will. So that's why I'm so bullish on Pepe, guys. I think it's going to outperform Doge and Shiba Inu. We're sitting at 106,000. We almost had $107,000 Bitcoin. Pretty incredible. But Bitcoin dominance is rallying here. That's why I said, that's why I sniffed out that long position on Pepe. It's like when Bitcoin pulls up, like it's like a tsunami where the tide pulls back, and then when it pulls so far back, then when it lets go and comes back a little bit, that's when you see all the alts start to moon. And that's what I kind of was basing that quick little trade off of. Bitcoin down at 63%. It's rallying. When excludes stablecoins, we're at 65.15%. Wouldn't be surprised to see this come back down to 60% here, 61%, including stablecoins. Probably like this week, honestly, unless Bitcoin just continues to rip higher and higher and higher. But in my opinion, I think that Bitcoin needs to kind of cool off a little bit here. Yeah, we did trade sideways. It's either like we need to cool off a little bit here, or we need to immediately see a big continuation. Otherwise, I expect a drawdown. So really what you want to see is consolidation or a continuation to at least test 110,000, or we're going to see a correction. Now, I just want to come out here and give you guys my little piece on this. I thought it was interesting. I've been starting to open up some long positions, some really high leverage longs before I go live on the video and just see what happens throughout the time of me recording this video. But I took the profit on it because it was up $300, and I said, should probably just profit off it. It was a 75x long. It was a really risky trade, but we're profitable, guys. Now, that's all I really got. I just want to come and talk to you guys about Pepe and why I'm so bullish. The overall market right now is starting to heat up. It seems like we're moving into that time where it's just risk on, risk on, risk on. I'm trying to take advantage of that. But if you guys like this type of content, please hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel right now. Let me know in the comments section below. Do you think Pepe is going to go to a $100 billion market cap? I believe that's going to happen at some point here. But that's all I got. I'll see you next one. Bye-bye.